black people, when they're turning up in adverts or on television, somehow aren't part of the British story, um, really pains me because um, that's the sort of thing you were hearing in the 1950s when my dad arrived in the country.
David Lammy clashes in Parliament after Sarah Pochin's stunning remark. You're not going to believe what just happened inside Parliament. It started like a normal session, calm, procedural, maybe even boring for most people watching. But within minutes, everything changed. David Lammy, the outspoken Labour MP and current Deputy Prime Minister, found himself in a fiery exchange that's now making waves across the country. And it all started with just a few words from Sarah Pochin. Now, for those who don't know her, Sarah Pochin, Reform MP, recent comments in Parliament have just propelled her into the national spotlight, and not for small reasons. Because what she said directly challenged Lammy's stance on one of the most sensitive political debates happening right now. So, here's what went down. During a heated parliamentary discussion on government accountability and transparency, specifically around the UK's handling of recent foreign aid allocations, Sarah Pochin took the floor. Her tone was measured at first, almost respectful. But within moments, her words cut deep. She questioned whether some of Lammy's recent international statements were, quote, in line with Britain's true interests or simply driven by political image management. And that right there was the spark. Lammy immediately shot back, visibly frustrated. He accused Pochin of undermining Britain's diplomatic credibility and playing political games with foreign policy. But what caught everyone off guard wasn't just his words, it was his tone. Firm, emotional, even defensive at times, the kind of tone that says this isn't just politics anymore. This is personal. Now, this is where things really started to shift. Because the entire room went silent. Every MP, every staffer, everyone knew this was going to blow up. And it did. Clips of the exchange hit social media within minutes. One clip, just 28 seconds long, was posted on X, formerly Twitter, with the caption, Lammy loses it after Pochin questions his loyalty to Britain's interests. That post alone has racked up over 600,000 views and counting. And the reactions? They're split right down the middle. Some are calling Lammy's response strong and necessary, saying it's about time politicians defended the UK's global reputation. But others are accusing him of being thin-skinned, unable to take fair criticism from his colleagues. One political analyst on Sky News summed it up perfectly. What we saw wasn't just a clash of personalities, it was a clash of principles. Pochin raised a legitimate concern, and Lammy reacted as if she had questioned his character. And that's the heart of it. Because this moment revealed something bigger, something deeper about the political mood right now. There's a growing tension within Parliament, especially in the Labour benches. Some MPs want to focus on domestic priorities, cost of living, healthcare, migration, while others, like Lammy, are pushing for a stronger international posture, rebuilding Britain's global image after years of diplomatic uncertainty. Sarah Pochin's question, whether intentional or not, touched that nerve. And Lammy's reaction showed just how raw that nerve still is. Let's talk about what this means, because the political fallout has already begun. By the next morning, major outlets like The Guardian and The Telegraph had picked up the story. Headlines read, Lammy faces backlash over heated exchange in Commons. And Sarah Pochin challenges David Lammy on priorities. Meanwhile, inside Labour circles, whispers began circulating. One insider reportedly told a journalist off record, Lammy's passion is both his strength and his weakness. He cares deeply, but sometimes that passion overshadows the message. Even within the opposition, MPs were quick to react. A Conservative backbencher quipped, if that's how the Foreign Secretary handles a question, imagine what happens behind closed doors. And the public comments are flooding social media. Finally, someone said what we're all thinking, our politicians need to focus on the people first. Pochin's got guts. Lammy should have just answered the question, not turned it into a showdown. But others are coming to Lammy's defense, calling the criticism unfair. He's one of the few MPs who actually stands for something. Let the man be passionate. So what's really going on here? This isn't just about one argument. This moment, this clash, exposes the deep divide in British politics today. On one side, you have leaders like Lammy, confident, internationally focused, trying to restore the UK's reputation post-Brexit. On the other, Newer voices like Pochin representing a younger, more skeptical generation of MPs who are demanding accountability before ambition. It's a battle between image and impact, between policy and perception. And for viewers, it's a reminder that even inside the heart of Parliament, emotions still run high, and egos still collide. Now, here's where things might get even more interesting. Lammy hasn't apologized, nor has he backed down. In fact, during an interview later that evening, he doubled down, saying, "I will never apologize for defending Britain's global credibility. If others want to play politics, that's their choice, but I will stand by what I believe is right." Sarah Pochin, meanwhile, has stayed composed, almost strategic. Her response on social media was brief but powerful. "Debate should be strong, but never personal. My focus remains on the British people and the policies that affect their lives." That line, "never personal," hit home for many. Because it implied something subtle, that Lammy's reaction may have crossed a line. And now, political observers are asking, could this spark a larger conversation about leadership temperament inside Labour? Because if there's one thing voters consistently say they want, it's stability and respect in governance. Moments like these, when emotion overtakes message, can either define a politician or damage them. So, as the dust settles, here's the question everyone's asking. Was this just a passionate defense of principle or the start of a deeper internal divide within Labour's ranks? Because, make no mistake, this exchange will be remembered. Not just for what was said, but for what it revealed. The tension, the passion, the unfiltered humanity, all laid bare under the bright lights of Parliament. And as one journalist put it late last night, it wasn't about foreign policy. It was about who really leads with conviction and who just performs it. Whatever side you're on, one thing's clear: the political temperature in Britain just went up a few degrees. And if this is only the beginning, the next debate might not just be fiery, it could be explosive.